Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Dr. Ina Lakshan. I am the founder of the Hormone Rebalance Center and a naturopathic doctor. Thanks for joining me on this live video where I wanted to share some tips of how to enjoy this upcoming holiday season without overindulging and without dealing with sugar and food cravings and feeling kind of yucky and gross, rather than enjoying this beautiful season with your family. So a couple of tips. First of all, I do want to say, it's always busy. We're always surrounded by so many occasions. So we're already starting from a place where it's challenging and it's hard. So don't be hard on yourself. We all have the best intentions to be good. So be graceful to yourself. Do it from a loving place, and do it with a lot of just intention, okay? But if you do find yourself overeating, overindulging, at least own it and then do it and enjoy it and guilt-free, okay? However, here are some tips I wanted to share with you that can make those decisions a little bit easier for you. So first of all, sometimes one of the issues when we come to a certain gathering is that there just isn't enough healthy options. So one thing I want to recommend is maybe you be the one to volunteer or to make that one healthy dish. So rather than coming with just a bottle of wine, maybe bring with you, like a special keto dessert, like experiment making something like a keto cheesecake, or purchasing, it doesn't have to be homemade if you're not a cook, but even purchasing something like low carb cookies or some sort of like a side dish that is really trendy. Hi Sue, thanks for joining. Something like maybe like whipped cauliflower mashed, or even something like something like that, okay? And it's going to be a good opportunity to also educate your family and friends about some trendy, cool, low-carb meals that both you and others will probably really appreciate to have it as an option. So, number one, make your own healthy dish, okay? Number two, if you're kind of stuck with whatever you're left with, at least know what to pick. So focus on foods that are high on protein and high on fat with minimal carbs. So I talk about this a lot. So if you've been following me for a while, you probably hear it in almost every post. But if you're new to this, here's a few options. Go for, your meat, your fish, and lots of side veggies and salads, okay? You want to do minimal rice, minimal potatoes, minimal breads, things like that, okay? And that doesn't, exclude other like appetizers like meat or cheese platters, maybe something like guacamole and a dip. So I'm not saying don't go for any carbs unless you are trying to be keto for the holidays. I'm just saying, do a lot less of it and focus on lots of vegetables with meat, with a meat and fish, okay? Number three, don't come too hungry. I know we usually have this type of mentality. If we're going to some occasion, we're going, maybe to like this work event, you want to leave room for food. And this way you're actually setting yourself up for overindulging. They say don't make any decisions when your back's against the wall. So don't put your stomach in a similar position. Don't make decisions when your stomach's against the wall and you're in starvation mode and you just want to eat something. And oftentimes you'd actually even probably be starting with drinks, which would make it even worse. So try to not come too hungry, and it's as simple as even grabbing an apple or fruit before you go to some event, so that there's definitely room to fill up, but you're not making decisions from this starvation mode. You're making a lot more conscious decisions, okay? And you're feeling more in control because of it. Number four, this may seem like a silly, but it's a really effective tip, is we have this tendency to fill up our plate. So a simple solution is grab a smaller plate, okay? So you just make a smaller plate, you fill that up, and then all you do is once you filled it up and you've eaten from that plate, give yourself maybe 15 minutes before you grab for another one. This is a really good tip that I actually even tell patients to do at home regardless of the holiday season, because it just changes your mind to the quantity, right? It's not about restrictions. You could, put there whatever you want from your options, but at least you're eating less of it, okay? So that's just one option. Grab a smaller plate. And number five, mindful eating. So, we want to be really appreciative of the food that we have. There's typically, and hopefully and that's the case for you as well, there's an abundance of foods during the holidays. And we want to reframe our state of mind rather than thinking, oh, I must eat it all, to really focus on quality versus quantity. So really just, chew much slower, take a little bit, enjoy a little bit of everything and not a lot of everything. And this way, just be really grateful for this great quality of food that you have, rather than doing so mindlessly with filling up on high quantity. Okay, so I'd love if you could share any other tips that you guys have, that you find that are helpful during the holiday season that other people could also, take along with them when they come to the holiday parties. And otherwise, it is time to enjoy. It's not necessarily time to be restricted, but we just really want to create a level of mindfulness around eating. And really, this should be a lifelong practice, not just around the holiday season. So I hope you found some of these tips helpful. This is going to come along with another blog post that is going to reiterate all of these tips. And in the meantime, I'm wishing you super, super happy, healthy holidays. Hopefully you get a good time with your family and some time off to relax and recuperate and, just take good care of yourself. So thank you so much for joining me to this live video. I hope you found it helpful and happy holidays. Thank you so much, Sue. Bye, everyone.